Mike Howes makes sculpture that's meant to be touched, rocked, spun, and in all ways experienced as a spark to lighten up. We meet him in his studios in Baton Rouge and at Nickel State in Thibodaux.
It's the idea of coming up with something that's unique, something that's different. A lot of times, even though I do a lot of drawing in preparation for what I do a lot of thinking about what I'm going to do, but it's that surprise when everything does click, you know? And it's looking for that, I think, that keeps this interesting. And whether I'm looking at somebody else's work, whether it's a peer or a student or that sort of thing, to see that happen in their work or to see it happen in mine, if it does, is really what keeps you into this. Adding detail to a piece allows people to get up close to see what's going on with it. Initiating something that works well with the form is something that we can do from a distance. And that relationship of space that you have to the piece of sculpture becomes really important, because it's that, like I said, it's that dichotomy between the illusion and the reality, the illusion of the sculpture itself, the reality that it's an object, you know. Having those two things come together and work together creates a whole new kind of understanding that we have about the aesthetic quality of things. It changes the dynamics of the situation when you put two objects or two people or two things together, you know. And if you don't have that rapport, if you don't have a way of initiating that, you know, then I don't think the piece is very successful. It has to have this kind of suspension of disbelief that causes people to take an interest in it. And if the piece can't do that, then I don't think it's a very successful piece. If it can do that, then I think we're really on to something. I'm really on to something when I can do that. This place has such a magic kind of quality to it that really enlivens everything that lives here, you know. And it's hard to get away from that, hard not to be able to see that. Once you see it in some forms, you then start picking it up in other things, and it carries into the animal forms, the plant forms, the landscape forms. It's been useful to my work just to be able to see all the different forms and that sort of thing, and borrow from nature in creating the stuff that I make, both in terms of the way it moves, the kinetic qualities of it, as well as, you know, some of the more fantastic qualities that are found in nature. I can do a lot of things with those forms that with the human form I have to work with in a different sort of way. There's a lot more whimsy, for instance, that can be incorporated in that kind of, in the kinds of attitudes that animals have than what I can accomplish with the human form. That's the reason why that form, the animal form, whether it's an animal or an insect, or whether we can tell the difference, you know, it really doesn't, in one sense, it really doesn't matter, because it incorporates all of those attributes that people have without using that human form in order to do it. As a teacher, I learn a lot from students, and that's one reason why I've enjoyed teaching, is because I think it keeps me looking for new things, as well as being able to provide some support and that sort of thing for people who are just becoming artists. And who are just finding an interest in something that I've been doing for quite a while. There's a little bit of artist in everybody, and it's being able to see that happen, that understanding as an artist happen in someone who doesn't have very much experience art-wise. Seeing that kind of thing open up and flower is really an exciting kind of thing. Whether you're a teacher or just an artist, it doesn't matter. When that kind of thing happens, it's really something great. That's one of the real purposes I think art has, one of the real functions that art ought to perform, you know. Changing people, changing attitudes. It becomes really important. And if people understand the intentions of the artist, they better understand their own intentions for what they want to do.